All right, so I'm here with Lea Romanowski. Yeah, so we're just gonna have like a little interview with her today and see who Lea is.
Oh, okay. Can of worms.
Can of worms, yeah. We're gonna open up a can of worms and give you an inside view to Lea's life, basically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So my first question for you, Lea, is can you give us a bit of insight into who you are and what drives you?
Who I am and what drives me? Wow. I'm a lot of fun. Okay.
That is true.
You know what? I live my whole life with the mantra that if an opportunity comes, you take it and you take it happily. It's like I don't look at doors closing. I always look at, is the door unlocked? Is the window open? Can I climb through there? What can I do? If something comes my way, I'm always ready, willing, and up for a challenge, because that's what life is. It's not boring.
Exactly. And you don't like when people tell you now, right?
Well, when
you can't
somebody,
do something.
When somebody says, well, you can't do that, I would, don't tell me what I can't do, because I'm going to do whatever I can to prove you wrong. And my poor children learned early on that if they said I can't do that, I said, well, it's not a matter of can't, it's a matter of won't. So unless you try, you cannot say definitively that you cannot do it, because if you've never tried, you haven't attempted. So, yeah, that's how I think.
Yeah, and that's what you've been telling your students all
I have.
year, yeah. Just try it.
People, I don't do vases. I can't do a vase. Look, I did a vase. I said, you did a vase, so you now do vases, right?
Sure.
Yes, you do.
It's like we were talking yesterday, you were saying, like, people are like, I can't sell that. Well, have you tried selling it? We were talking about?
Yeah, okay. So when it comes to somebody saying, I can't sell that, if you have never tried to sell it, you don't know. And honestly, how dare you say that your customers won't buy something if you've never given the opportunity? It's not for you if you've never offered it. How do they know? So, I mean, our customers are pretty smart, you know, and they're on the World Wide Web. They know what's going on. So try it. Offer something.
Yep, for sure.
And then tell me you can't.
Exactly.
After you sold it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
I mean, you're always kind of glass half full, like anything's possible as long as you put your mind to it and you work on it. And that kind of
you know what? And if your glass is only half full, come to a class like this and we'll fill it up.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure. My glass is full right now. Yeah. So my second question is, what motivated you to join Floral Supply's Education Week to develop, train, mentor, fundamental and intermediate floral design students?
Why did I join Floral Supply to do this?
Yeah, like what made you want to teach in our education?
In your education program. Floral Supply, whether any other wholesaler has continued doing classes or doing shows, a lot of shows have fallen off, but Floral Supply has maintained since day one an education week. They've never stopped. Hort Week used to be in Olds College. I don't know if it's back yet, but it was gone for years. Floral Supply has always continued to have an education week. And personally, as a designer, this is my 40th year in designing, I want to be part of the future of my industry. I want to make sure that these people are excited and they want to learn and they want to try things and they have that can-do attitude instead of, well, I can't do that. I want you to say, yeah, I'm going to try this. And the joy that I get when I see a student cut for the first time and get it, and they go, it's that aha moment, and it's like, I get goosebumps because I know that they just learned something that they know is going to change their life. It's just cutting with a knife, but it's just so, for me, it fills my soul to help people learn and know that they're going to take my place in the future. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
I mean, I can say just for, I've only been in education for 2 years now, my second year right now, and Lea genuinely loves the floral industry.
I love it, and I love the people.
Like, you're very passionate, and she's very passionate about teaching, and even me, who knows nothing still about floral, floral, like, designing, I've learned more since being in this class, just by sitting in and just doing nothing, to just learn something.
Well, I think in the future, it's set that you're going to be taking a class.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Whether you are a designer, a business owner, you need to take some type of training just so you have a handle on the pulse, or like a handle or your thumb on the pulse of what your shop or your business is doing, right? Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And you'll have fun.
Yeah, I will. I have fun just sitting here. I mean, it's amazing to see what these students can do as soon as they believe in themselves. And
absolutely.
Even today, with like they're struggling with the boutonnieres, I think, but you know, they all managed to do it.
In the end, they did them all, right? There was a few people today who were like, I just can't do this. I just hate this. I said, you know what? Just move this here, move that there. Just pull a little bit tighter, and everybody ended up doing it. Yeah. And it, you know, if it's your first time, pat yourself on the back, because guess what you did? You actually did it. Okay. And the next one's going to be better, and the next one's going to be better. And when they say to me, well, yours is so good, 40 years. Yeah. I've had 40 years to perfect this. You've had, 4 hours. So exactly. You're doing great. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the first things Lee told me, actually, is you told me that I don't think I'm better than any of the people in the fundamentals or intermediate. Nope. I just have 4 years experience.
That's right.
And that's the first thing I think you told me last year when I walked in. One of the first things. You probably said hi first.
Yeah, hi.
And then she told me that. Yeah. So I really appreciate that, because, that's like the humbleness. Like, you're very confident in what you do, but there's also the humble side to know that, just because I have 4 years experience doesn't mean I'm better than these people. They just aren't there yet.
They just haven't put in the time, or they haven't had the education yet, or, honestly, there's people who know so much more than I do, and I still attend classes. I still go to shows because I can still learn things. I don't know everything. And once somebody gets into that mentality, well, I don't know nobody's going to teach me anything, well, you've stopped learning. You've stopped learning. And that's pretty sad. If you take one thing away from something, like go take a class and go out and support your industry.
Yeah. For sure.
Is that it? There's more?
There's more questions, yeah. I guess that's a good segue to so some students in fundamentals, they might have little to no experience in the industry. Mm-hmm. And after 40 years, what advice would you have given yourself when you started in the industry?
I would tell somebody new, if this is what you want to do, and you truly want to do this for a career, take the classes, get books, get videos. It's videos now. Learn as much as you can online, but go in person and learn other things, and go to a place, work for somebody or work for yourself in a happy and an environment where it encourages you to grow. Not that there's competition and I'm better than you, and that's not good for anybody. Believe in yourself, and if you don't think you can do it now, just believe that one day you will, and just fake it till you make it. Just keep trying, and it will come. Yeah. You don't ride a bike right off the bat. You got to get on there, fall down a few times. You look like a fool. Whatever. Get back on that bike. Pick up that knife and do that again. Do that hand tie again.
Because you came into the industry with
nothing.
And look where you are now. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
not a quitter. Although, to the truth be told, I almost quit in 1999 when I worked for a shop that did not treat me well, and every idea I had, it wasn't a good idea. It wasn't anything, and I thought, I'm done. And then I thought, wow, no, I'm not. I'm going to start my own company, and I'm going to do what I think is right, because I think I have something to offer. Yeah.
So I guess your advice would be, in a nutshell, is if you are passionate about this industry, and maybe you're in a bad situation, move on faster.
Change your situation.
And just believe in yourself.
Change your situation, believe in yourself. Find a mentor. Find somebody who you can bounce ideas off of. Find somebody who will encourage you. Because there are people like me out there who will help and encourage you to move forward.
So on that end, what can students expect in the fundamentals course?
In the first course?
Yeah, because we're going to be doing one in Winnipeg in September, and then we'll be doing one in Saskatoon. So what can students expect at that condensed course?
Oh, it's 2 days, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is Boot camp. First of all, learn how to cut with a knife properly. If you're not using a knife, you need to learn how to use a knife. And we're due anywhere from 4 projects to 7 projects, depending on how fast you are. We're going to put something else in there and put something else in there. We're gonna really not push you hard, but we're gonna get you excited and make you want to do more. Okay? You're gonna learn care and handling, probably 4 or 5 different design styles. Learn about principles and elements of design. Definitely pricing. Pricing is number one.
That's a big one.
Number one thing. And some shop operation. And I don't know, streamlining productivity. Yeah. How to save you money and how to actually do designs. Some are simple, some are not so simple, but be more confident in your business, more confident moving forward. So that's what I hope you're going to get from it.
Intermediate course is correct.
Okay, so the intermediate course, we are doing a little different design. So not your basic corsages and boutonnieres, and a little more high style design, different styles of wedding bouquets, using more interesting materials, working with armatures and structures, and yeah, so just a little bit more difficult designs and more techniques. So learning more techniques. This is definitely more basic, and the next level is more technique and advanced design driven.
So it kind of builds on the fundamentals then.
It does. It's your segue to the next, right?
Yeah, you mentioned like a couple times in the fundamentals course, some of the designs are more traditional.
They are.
And intermediate, they get more modern or contemporary.
A little bit more modern, contemporary.
Yeah.
Now, with the basics, the thing is, with the basics, you need the basics, because if you don't understand how to do forms, you cannot break the rules if you don't know the rules. So you need to learn the rules and the basics first, and then you can start manipulating things.
Yes. It's like anything, I mean.
I like to manipulate things.
Any creative thing, right? Yeah. If you're creative, you break the rules, but you have to know the rules to break them.
You have to know them to break them effectively and really do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So that level 2 helps you to get ready to do, a level 3.
Yeah.
Make you not just think outside the box, but build the box.
Yep, for sure. I know, like, in the advanced course here at Education Week, there's a couple students that are actually in Corey's course from last year. There's about 3 or 4.
Who have been my students?
Yeah, we were from last year, and they're doing really well, actually. Most of them took both, so they took fundamentals and intermediate. I don't think there's anyone who just took the fundamentals in there, but...
Well, there's one person in there I ran into last night. I came out of the elevator, and she went, Lee! And I went... And before I could say her name, she was a student, and she wasn't with Floral Supply, because I haven't seen her for a few years.
Yep.
She's taken every course I've ever taught.
Yeah. Wow.
And I haven't seen her for about 10 years, and here she is. She knew I was going to be here. Yeah. And she's in Corey's class. And you know what? It's great to see that from 9 or 10 years ago, 12 years ago, these people are still taking classes, right? That means that we as instructors are doing something right. We're still engaged.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, based on that, like, what skills and knowledge do you hope the students walk away with? Like, what's the one thing maybe that you want them to walk away with from the fundamentals course?
Confidence.
Confidence.
Number 1, confidence. Okay? I want them to walk away feeling that there is value to it, and that they have a renewed love or interest or belief in their business, right? Because some of the classes right now have flower shops but have never had any training, and they struggle with certain parts of it. So after they've learned it, and then they've learned by listening and watching, and then they execute it, they're like, oh, well, that's going to save me so much time. So it's going to make them, I hope, number 1, confident. They believe in themselves. They are able to do something more productively, so they save money, they make money, and they will be profitable and enjoy being in the business. That's what I hope they walk out of here with, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get that discussion in this year's course about flowers make you happy, but
They
if
do.
it's not running a profitable business, it's not happy.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter how exceptional a designer you are. It doesn't matter what you do. If you don't know how to price it properly, if you don't know how to sell it properly, all the designs in the world aren't going to make you money. So that bottom line, that, you know, you take care of those pennies, the dollars look after themselves. You have to be a good business person. If that's not who you are, you need a partner who does that part, and you can focus on the creative part.
So this might be a fairly obvious question from our conversation already, but what is your favorite part about teaching education?
Just when they get it, that aha moment when they get it, when you realize, when they realize something and it was easier than they thought it was. I can't do that, and now I can do it. That empowerment, that belief. So I love when they get it. I love when they want to be here. So that makes, okay, so I'm crying, I'm sorry.
And I think you're almost more excited than them. Like every time they get it, you could hear Lee.
Yes!
Yeah,
good for you!
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, well, why shouldn't we celebrate people like that? Why pat yourself on the back. You did good. You know, there's so much negative out there. We need to look at our neighbor and go, look at you, look what you did. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not enough of that, okay?
Yep, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I like your positivity, and, you know, it's uplifting. I love coming to Education Week. Yeah.
Cup full.
A cup full, yeah. So I guess then, like, a question everyone wants to know is, I think, from the florists I've talked to, is like, how do you have so much energy and stay engaged, so engaged all the time?
No, I don't take drugs. No, you know what? I've always had a lot of endorphins. Like I have these little giggle fits. I don't know. There's something in me, and I don't know. I truly love what I do. I am so thankful I did not become a paramedic or an architect. I think I would have been boring or burnt out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They give me energy, and it's easier to be happy and positive than it is to be negative. Yeah. There is no bottle. There is no secret. There's no. You can't have some of mine. It's just what it is. I can't tell you. But I don't know.
The last question we have for you, which is a question we ask everyone. You have fun with it. You don't have to be serious about it. But what's your favorite flower? And why?
Oh, I can't even answer that. Oh my gosh.
You know what?
I have favorites for different things. How's that? Yes, I have favorites for structural. I have favorites for romantic. I can tell you my favorite colors, red and green. But I certainly like an orange protea, and I certainly like a yellow protea.
Yeah.
And I amazingly love a red anemone. I don't know. You know what I love? The flower that I have right now, that I put to my nose and I can smell it. That's my favorite flower right in that moment. So every flower I have, I embrace. I don't know, is that an answer?
That's an answer.
Okay.
That's a pretty good answer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man!
Yeah. Well, thanks, Lee, for doing this interview with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
We appreciate it, and looking forward to having you in Winnipeg and Saskatoon.
Yeah, I want to meet people from Winnipeg and Saskatoon.
Yeah, they're friendly Manitoba, you know.
I tell you what, I promise you, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah.